Hello and welcome to Programming Like It's 1979. Today we're going to look at a 6502 simulator that has a bit of a mystery attached to it. Now, I actually used this as the backdrop to one of my assembly language programming videos. And someone saw it and said, hey, what the heck is that thing? And that's exactly the reaction I wanted, because this thing is crazy. It's on Asimov. It's a disk with the name Apple 6502. That's it, .disk. You could find it on archive.org. And all it has is this one program. There's no identifying information. There's no, here's who wrote this. It's just this program. So let's run it and find out what it does. Okay, so first it asks us if we want to load a program from disk. Let's say no. And then it asks, do we want to type in some code? Well, I don't know how it wants me to type in code, but let's give it a go. I prepared a very short assembly language program here. Can I do this? I cannot, sadly. We don't have the mini assembler. That means I'm going to have to translate my 6502 that I lovingly wrote into hex codes. Let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, let's go ahead and type in some code and then type Control Y to start tracing it. So I wrote a very small program here that does not do anything terribly interesting, just a little loop so we can see it loop a few times. Let's look at it. We've got some breaks there. Okay, Control Y, here we go. At what address do we want to begin tracing? Well, we wrote our program at memory address 800. What? What the hell is going on here? This is amazing. We can see we're loading the value 3 into the X register. There it goes. We're setting the flags because now that's non-zero. We're now grabbing the next instruction and decoding it. It's load the accumulator offset by X. That offset is going to be 803. Now, press space to pause. Okay, good. Look at this. This is beautiful. There were simulators in the 1980s. They were, most of the ones that I had seen, like Visual 6502, text being drawn on the high-resolution graphics screen along with just beautiful animation for 1980. Are you kidding me? Now the question is, when was this written? Because of the quality of this, I'm going to unpause and we'll continue to watch it. Because of the quality of this, I suspect, but do not know, that this was written long after the 80s. And in fact, I've gone and asked a number of people, have you ever seen this thing? And I've run into a few people who have seen it in the modern era, and no one knows where it came from, as near as I can tell. So this is, I think, a beautiful didactic tool that just kind of lets you step through and see what each instruction is doing. Okay, we're here at our loop now. So this is a BNE, branch not equal instruction. What this is going to do is, as long as the accumulator is not 0, or sorry, as long as the flag is not 0, we're going to branch. So what's going to happen here? We branched, we went back to 800. And now we're going and doing it all again. So the question is, where did this come from? First of all, if you know who wrote this, please leave a message in the comments and tell us. I would love just a straight answer to this. But I do have a theory. Let me show you my theory. So the notable thing about this is that it is this disk with nothing on it. There's no kind of comments. If you look at the hello program, all it does is run the simulator. but I found another disk, and that disk is on archive.org, and it was a disk that was ripped at Kansas Fest, and it's called 6502 Monitor Tutorial, or rather 6502 Simulator Monitor Tutorial. Great, so can't I just look at that disk? Well, let's look at it. All right, so what we've got here is a bunch of utilities and some text files, some examples, and a program called the 6502 Simulator. Problem solved, right? This one simulator was clearly part of this bigger one. Let's run it and see what happens. And unfortunately, you may guess that I've already tried this. It isn't going to work. So why isn't it going to work? Error number 8. That turns out to be an I/O error. What's happened here is if you look at this disk was ripped in a very particular way. It was ripped in a format where it thought it had 40 tracks, but really the disk it was kind of, the disk image it was written to only has 32 tracks. So about half or more of these programs are off in space, and the data is in a place that's not actually in the disk image. The catalog entries are, they're pointing out into space. This is so frustrating. But there are a few clues on here. One, we can see that the size of the 6502 simulator program is, I don't actually know what these are. I call them blocks, 28 blocks. The size is 28 according to the catalog. And if we look at our sim that we're able to run, we see that that is also 28 blocks. So that feels to me like good circumstantial evidence, certainly not proof. The other thing we can do is if we look at this AppleSoft basic program, that's not going to work. It's in D2, that's why. If we look at this, it's actually a great little tutorial on how to use the machine language monitor. So if you're frustrated that I'm not explaining in this video how to actually use the monitor, this is a great way to do it. Let's zoom ahead to the end of this program. And we find this. There is a comment saying that this was contributed to the Apple Bits user group. And it gives the name Tom Vanderpool. Now, Tom Vanderpool was associated with ABUG and with a company called Resource Central. He was involved or instrumental in the first Kansas Fest Apple II convention that happens every year. He seems to have kind of dropped off the radar a little bit. I did reach out to him, and I'd love it. Tom, if you see this video, please get back to me. I would love to hear the story. One, I'd love to know for sure that that simulator that I demoed earlier is in fact the same simulator that's on this disk. Two, I would love to arrange for a proper rip or proper image of this disk, a flux image that anyone could load and run and use. And three, I'd love to hear the story of, who wrote this and when. It certainly looks to me like a late era Apple II era. It's much Apple II artifact. It's much more sophisticated than anything I remember seeing back in 1982, 1983. Katie, bar the door. At the last minute, right as I was putting this video together, I did one last research run and I found it. Let me show you. Dan Patch. The Minnesota Educational Computing Consortium released a disk that is the exact disk that was ripped at Kansas Fest, but this one was ripped correctly. And we can look at the description of all the programs on here. And indeed, this 6502 simulator is the same one that I was telling you about. And there's even a place to direct inquiries to. The most important thing here is that this is copyright 1982. So my theory that this was a kind of late era fan, Apple II fan, 1990s, 2000s visualization. Completely wrong. This was written in 1982. I can't tell you how happy and excited I am to actually have this. There are examples that are meant to be loaded into the assembly language, the simulator. In fact, why don't we do one of those? Let's see, ex4.obj0. So we'll run the simulator. Let's load a program from disk. ex4.obj0. I don't actually know where this starts. It loaded at 300. We're not going to set up any registers. We'll start tracing at 300. And there we go. Now, we still have a mystery here because I don't really know who Dan Patch is. We can do some more research and try and find out. Maybe that will be the follow-up video. But I am so excited to literally at the very last moment have discovered that this is a 1982 program released by MECC, who of course released many discs of useful programmer tools. And if you're looking for this disc, you can find it here. It is on the interwebs, and the name, I'm just going to read it out loud for those who are visually impaired, is MECC-T691 Apple Assembly Language version 1.0.dsk. All right, this has been Programming Like It's 1979. Thanks for watching.